It's a tough conversation, but one that is necessary. End-of-life care. Dr. Tim Ehrig is here. He's the Chief Medical Officer at Crossroads Hospice and Palliative Care. And I had a hard time saying all those words because so much going on there. But this is one of those things that it's almost like people don't want to talk about it or they avoid talking about it. It's something that everybody approaches or has to deal with. But you say we should change our perspective.
Absolutely. And I think the onus is on us as physicians and healthcare industry to shift that narrative, if you will. The reality, and I don't want to die any sooner than is my time.
Me too.
Yeah, but it is inevitable, whether one is facing a chronic illness, a terminal disease, or just lots of candles on the birthday cake. The healthcare industry, for the most part, leads with fear. Right? Do you want to die? And in my decades of clinical practice, no one ever said, yeah. And so that sets a relationship that is really antithetical to living that life. It's fear-based and it's paralytic, trying to avoid the inevitable. And so
pretend like it's not there.
Right. And it's the pink elephant in the room. It is there. So if we shift and we say, this is the truth of what's going on, good, bad, or indifferent, right? Not to be mean or curt. It's your life. Mm-hmm. You need to know as much as we can put together the reality of the disease or diseases. And then ask, what is sacred to you? How do you want to live your life? With cancer or without? And that's the guide. That's how we co-produce a life plan. And we shift from fear to living, loving, learning, and growing.
It's almost like being optimistic about making it the best it can be.
Exactly. And there's a lot of misperceptions. Colleagues in the industry say, I don't want to steal hope. My patient is a fighter. Family's not ready for that. Well, it's our fiduciary responsibility to tell the truth. And we need to be translators of this clinical reality and guide people through living that time, if it's a day, a year, or 10 years. My experience is when you come and you set the truth right there, it may not be the most welcome truth, right? But people deep down in their hearts, they know something's going on. They might not have the clinical acumen to say, it's a metastatic cancer that's A, B, C, and D.
So false hope is an enemy almost.
Absolutely. And when we tell the truth, it's empowering and it's liberating and it parallels with what people are feeling and knowing. And you can give them the opportunity to choose to co-produce a plan.
Be optimistic about the time you have left.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How does Crossroads help with this?
So our whole philosophy is grounded in true informed consent. We're going to partner with you. I was asked recently, what's wrong with healthcare? Mm-hmm. And flippantly said, it just doesn't care. Because we eventually, if we lead with that fear-based mentality, we steal from you truth, opportunity of choice, and then ultimately time and the opportunity to live your life. So we say we are going to put it right here in front of you, and we're going to not sugarcoat it. Mm-hmm. And we're going to explore all the options. How are you? What's sacred to you? What are you afraid of? And let's deal with that fear so we can live our life.
So Crossroads also deals with other problems like dementia and things that happen over a long period of time. So you get involved with Crossroads when, you're in pretty good shape and you just sort of know, like out there in the future, you're going to have diminishing returns.
Absolutely.
With your health or your mental capacity.
Early on.
So to get involved early on, that way you're in a comfortable place and a happy place.
And so you get to write the script, right, of your life.
Yeah.
So it was about 2 years ago last week, I lost my mother to dementia. Mm. And 10 years ago, that journey started. And so it's being honest about what it is you want, what it is you don't want, and let's deliver on that.
Yeah.
We have to be very clear with what those things are. We have to define what we hope for. We have to define what we're fighting for. We always fight through our last breath. And our goal at Crossroads, my goal as a physician, is to say, let's make it a human experience. And through grief and anger and all of these things that manifest sometimes when we're dealing with a terminal illness, we can still learn and live and love and grow. It's a human thing, and we need to come together as a community to experience that.
Well, you're doing a wonderful thing, and I don't think everyone has it figured out yet. So
we're trying.
I'm sure glad somebody's working on it. Thank you,
Thank
Doc.
you so much for the opportunity.
Appreciate it.